Hey, Keller Williams. This is Daniel, the Tech Trainer, and today we are going to talk about teching your event. Specifically, the part where we create a flyer and get people to fill out a form so you can collect their data. I'm going to break this into a couple videos so that you don't have to sit through each one. However, what we'll do is start off with the very basics here. Now, I'm having to do two different things at the same time. So I'm going to have Canva going because I want to go ahead and create some art that's going to go into the Google form that I'm going to use. But then I need the Google form to be finished so that I can create the flyer. I just want the two to be kind of thematic and matching one another. So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to start working on the flyer, and then I'm just going to create a little banner type thing based off of it. So we'll start by just going to Canva, create a design. For flyers, I'm going to use some standard paper. I may actually do it a little bit bigger, but I'm going to keep that 8.5 by 11 ratio, most likely. So I'm just going to click on that. And in this particular case, this is going to be promoting our K-Score program, which is a scholarship program. So let's see what we can find, if there's anything kind of pre-made scholarship-wise. Scholarship program. Nice, nice, nice. Jumping out. Scholarship. You know what? That's talking to me here. Let's see what we can do. Let's see. Scholarship. And I'm just going to put, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and adjust this so it doesn't go super crazy on me. Learn more about Keller Williams Scholarship Program. Kind of just move this out of the way for now. I'm actually going to kill that part because I don't need it. Scholarship. Rename this Real Estate School Scholarship. Shrink that down. I'm going to adjust. I don't like the spacing on that, so I'm going to just kind of pull that tighter in. I want to get that cap completely in the picture. Cap's still not in the picture. Okay, come on. Huh. Oh, there we go. Scholarship. Okay, I like that. Maybe cut her hat off just a little bit more here. keep that as a placeholder. And actually, why don't we do this? So the reason I'm kind of making this weird, over here is going to be the QR code for them to scan once that's created. And I'm actually going to say scan to learn more. Don't necessarily need the crazy uppercase all the time thing here. Oh, looks like that font is that way though. Let's see. And also want to throw our logo on here. Let's use a white one. Oops, that one actually doesn't say central on it. By the way, if it's ever trying to replace pictures, just hold down the control key. And sometimes you kind of have to like go back out of the picture and back in, but that fixes that. I used to run into that issue a little bit. Y'all are probably smarter than me and never did run into that issue, but since it does happen, there. Okay, QR code's going to go right there. I think that's looking pretty good. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to fork from here real quick. I'm going to click the resize button. And I want to make a little banner. 1920 by 500. Let's do 1920 by 1080. Copy and resize. And I'm going to open this. Okay. And of course, everything is like kind of wonky-ish. Let's see. Although, I think stop trying to replace the picture and you get in place. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and set you as the wallpaper since this kind of works here. Yeah, let's lock it. Okay. Let's throw you up here. Real estate school scholarship. Technically, I actually don't need any of this word in here. And I can make this ferociously large. Yeah, sure, why not? All right, so that's going to be scholarship banner. All right, so we're going to get that one real quick. And that should be downloading. And then let's go ahead and come over here and start making this Google document. So if you haven't done a Google form before, what you want to do is just have your Google account open. Now, specifically, I'm using a Keller Williams account, like my @kw.com. So there's an extra step, and I'll make sure to help you with that. But what we're going to do is click the little Google Apps button and go to Drive. And I go to My Drive. And I'm actually going to create a folder for events, which I'm going to call it Daniel's Events. And I'm going to throw another folder in here. This is going to be the Pumpkin Bash 2024 Helps if you spell pumpkin right, although it really doesn't matter a ton on here. All right, create. All right, now that I have this all nice and organized, we're going to right click again, and we're going to hit Google Forms. And this is going to be Keller Williams. Let's see, a scholarship. Keller Williams Real Estate School. Let's see. Keller Williams and online accredited real estate school. All right, so we have the message that they're going to get here. I'd like to add an image, and I'm just going to drag in that scholarship program image that we have. Oh, actually, that put it in the wrong spot. We'll take care of that here in just a second. You actually do, let's see, customize theme. Choose image. Upload. Now I'm going to drag that over. I probably should have made it just a little bit different there, but it's all good. I can also adjust the colors if I want to. Honestly, I'm probably just going to leave it the way that they have them there. As you notice, right now it's set up for the multiple choice boxes. However, as I start to type people's information in here, so I'm going to put first name, and it switched out automatically to short answer. Had it not, I could have done the little drop down and done that manually, but a lot of times Google's pretty smart about that and takes care of it for you. The next one, sorry, let's rephrase this. I'm going to go ahead and check this required box too here because I want that to be there. We're going to throw in last name as well. Again, switched right over. I'm going to require that. And I need their email address. Probably look a little bit more professional with uppercases there. I'm going to require that. And a phone number. And I'm actually going to give out some prizes too. So I'm going to put will text the winners. And actually up here I should probably put okay, so they'll put in their first name, last name, email address, and phone number. We're going to require a phone number as well. Okay. And I do believe that's all the information. That's all I'm going to require. I am going to put some quick things here. So I'm going to add this one extra little thing here. Are you currently a real estate agent, looking to become a real estate agent, need a real estate agent, or mostly just trying to win a prize? It's cool. We get it. All right. Now this is filled out. I do want to go ahead and give this a name. Right now it's untitled. Normally I use whatever the title is, but I used quite a long title here. So I'm going to call this one Pumpkin Bash for Sign Up. Okay, I'm happy with that. The next thing I want to do is move over here to responses. So if you do nothing, all your responses will show up on this page. However, I like having a separate spreadsheet, so I just click this links to sheets. If you're using the same spreadsheet over and over again, which you certainly can if you're using the same fields or similar, you could do this select existing spreadsheet. This really comes in handy. Let's say you were doing 3 different events, so you wanted to specify the sign-up sheets for those 3 specific events, but you wanted all of them to fall into the same spreadsheet. You could certainly just create one spreadsheet and have them all linked together like that. We're now going to go ahead and just create. In this particular case, we're going to create this one. I do like to tell people of that option though. Okay. And you see it just created the spreadsheet. For the time being, we don't need that, so I'm just going to kind of go back over here. But I'll bring it back up in a little bit to show y'all more. We now have one more thing that needs to be done is settings. Now, this is specifically because I'm using my KW email. But it is the same thing no matter what. If you're using a workplace Google account versus like a personal account, there is a little setting under responses that I don't know why they have this always on as default, but it restricts to users and Keller Williams in this particular case. All that means is if they don't have a KW email, they can't fill this form out. And that would be no good. So I'm going to uncheck that so that anybody can sign up. And at this point, you would not need a Google account or anything to fill out this form. Now, there's some additional limitations you could put in that would end up causing that to happen. So if you go in and like limit responses, for example, now it's going to require a sign in to a Google account. So pretty much if one of these two features are set, it's going to require people to sign in. I don't want that. I feel like if I see a bunch of duplicates in there, I can delete that later. That's a tomorrow problem, not a today problem on this. So yeah, we have this little guy all filled out and ready to go. Now to test it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the send button. And I do want to go ahead and shorten it just because that is a horrifically long URL here. So I'm going to hit shorten. I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to go to an incognito window and I'm going to paste it. The reason I'm doing that is I don't want to be signed into a Google account. I want to make sure, like it's even saying here, hey, you're not signed into a Google account. You can, in which case you can, save your progress, but you're not signed in. So this can be filled out, and even just to test it, I'm going to put in, let's see, test, and mostly just trying to win a prize. Submit. All right, and it's saying we're all good there. For now, I'm going to close this. You see how the response showed up here, and then also in my spreadsheet, I also have this. A little pro tip too, if you're removing entries, make sure to click and actually right click in here and delete the row. If you just delete this data, whenever the next one comes in, it'll actually start on line number 2 and just leave that blank. And so let's say like, there's like 10 of them in here and you just delete the data out. Google can just start writing past it. So right click and delete row to fully get rid of that there. Let's see here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and delete my responses on this as well, just to make that all go away. All right, so everything is looking good here. Now, let's start doing some other stuff to promote this. The way I'm going to promote this, I'm going to go back to this little send button here. This part's completely optional, so you're good at this point if you wanted to just go ahead and send this out to people. I'm going to take it one step further because I really like my KW website and I want to promote that at the same time. However, I don't want to add any additional steps for anybody checking out the site. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop into command. I'm going to come down here to websites, edit agent website, expert mode. And I'm going to do a custom page. Now, just a quick little rundown here. You have custom pages and landing pages. They're almost identical. The difference is custom pages will continue to have navigation across the top, where a landing page is kind of a dead end. Once you go to that page, you only have the content that's on that page. In this case, I wouldn't mind people continuing to check out my site afterwards. So I'm going to click on the custom page. And this one, I'm going to make a specific page for the pumpkin bash. So I'm going to call this Pumpkin Bash 2024 drawing, because I'm going to have a drawing tied to this as well. Let's see. Actually, let's call that scholarship. Scholarship. And sorry, I'm just making change after change after change here. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So the internal name will end up being the actual URL that's used. So I was deciding if I wanted to keep it that way or change it. I kind of want to change it. I'm going to call it PB Scholarship. I'll show you why here in just a minute. So PB Scholarship. And let's see here. I'm actually gonna upload that same picture, I think. It may look terrible, it may look fantastic. I'm gonna throw it on there and see what happens. Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Again, this is the third time we get to use kind of like that image and everything, because we'll be doing the flyer for this as well. And I do want to hide this in navigation. I don't want them to necessarily be able to find it naturally. So normally you would find that under more. I'm going to uncheck that one. So this page is only available via a link. And now, most importantly, we need to add module. And specifically, the module we need is way down here at the bottom. And it is going to be an HTML embed. Now, I've made a few of these before, so it's pulling up, but I'm going to create a new one here. And let's call this one Pumpkin Bash 2024. This part really doesn't matter what you call it because you're not going to see it. And let me go back over here. Send. This so right here beside the shortened code, there's actually an embedded HTML as well. I'm going to grab that and copy it. And then I'm going to jump back over here, or there, that's probably the better, and see if it takes. It looks like it took. Publish. That doesn't look too bad. All right. And hit publish. I may have already hit publish. That's fine. We're going to go ahead and hit back. And we're going to select that one that we just created. And so now the scholarship is here. Now, I'm not thrilled with how it's rendering things here. Let me see if we can make some modifications here. So that's 640 pixels. I'm going to try to manually make an adjustment here. And if that doesn't work out, we may change the way we do this a little bit. Let's see if I do 800 if it makes it wider. Oops, not 8,000, dear. 800. Oops, 1,000. Okay. That's looking a little better now, I think. Publish. Back. Still not everything I dreamed it would be. However, it's not looking terrible. Let's see what it looks like on a mobile portrait. Not loving it. I think I may try the other route on this. So let's kill this module. And we're going to add a different module. So there's multiple ways to do a lot of these. In this case, what I'm going to do is actually try an iframe instead. And I'm going to name it the same thing. And it was the pumpkin bash. Oops. Bash. Okay. And in this case, we're going to go back over here. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to go ahead and grab the short version. I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to change this URL to that. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's actually sitting there a lot better. So in this particular case with the Google Forms, it seems like the iframe is just the better route to go. So I'm going to go ahead and publish that. All right. And we're going to go back and we're going to select the iframe pumpkin bash. Much better. I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. Okay. Hidden in the navigation, the whole 9 yards. Fantastic. All seems to be right with the world. I'm going to go ahead and hit the publish button on it because I'm good for it going out into the real world. And let's see. I'm going to go over here to URL. And oops, it did keep that pumpkin bash 2024. Oh well, it'll work. Okay. I'm going to copy this link address. So again, as always, let's go incognito window. Let's paste this. Let's make sure everything is working properly. Pumpkin Bash 2024 scholarship. That's looking good. They can scroll on through and fill this out. Looking good, looking good. Let's shrink the screen here so that it's more like if they had a phone. Yeah, everything is just kind of changing as needed, so that's going to be fantastic. The only slight thing, I do want to change, I'm going to hide the title. Although that doesn't shrink the box, so yeah, I'll leave it. It doesn't matter. Okay. Publish. We still have that in our copy and paste, so that's good. All right, so the next thing we need to do is actually advertise this thing. So in Canva, you can go ahead and have a QR code generated. It's one of the little apps that's added on here, so you can just search QR, Gen QR. That'll probably work. That's actually not the one I'm used to. Simple code generator. We'll just click on that. Let's put this in here and see what it does. Oh, yeah. That made it easy peasy, not a problem. If for some reason you don't have the QR code generating in Canva, I'm not sure if that's a premium feature or not. There's also QR code monkey is my favorite place to just go create one. It's technically qrcode-monkey.com. You can go there, paste in that same URL, hit the create button, and it generates that QR code, which you can then download. However, it's made. That's all that matters. So we're going to hop over here to the right one, and I'm also going to put the actual URL. So if somebody has to manually type it, they can. Hopefully they don't, just because that just looks painful to type. HTTPS part. And I think website URL is probably redundant. All right, split. Okay. All right, so now we have real estate school scholarship, scan to learn more about Keller Williams Scholarship Program for becoming a real estate agent. So they can take their phone and they can scan that QR code, which will take them to my webpage, where they can then fill out for a chance to win and all of, oops, wrong one, incognito, all that fun stuff. Once they get done filling out the QR code, they can then search around on my website and learn more about the real estate industry if they like. All right, so we have that created. It's all ready to go. Oh, and one other little thing that you can do as well. If this is one that you're going to have running for any length of time, and you don't want to check to see if people have signed up, you can also go here to responses and click the little 3 button. I call it the sideways ellipsis button. And you can do the get email notifications for new responses. In a case like mine, where there's an event tonight, and so I know people are going to be filling it out, and I'm going to be cutting it off, I'm going to go ahead and turn on, like, I don't care about the email notifications. However, if it was something that was just running ongoing, you probably would want to have that notifications going. All right, so that is going to be part 1. I'm going to do part 2 whenever, after we run the event and I have all those responses, so I can show you how I was able to pick the winners and such. So I look forward to seeing y'all then.